What's going on, guys? Jack here, and today we are joined again by RJ Martinez, and today we're going to be talking about Amazon KDP, so if you want to know more about that, then stay tuned. What's up, RJ?
Yo, what's up, man? What's going on? Thank you for having me on again. What's up,
No
man?
problem. No problem. All right, so I guess we can just jump right into it. Well, RJ, when did you first discover Amazon KDP? How long ago?
I was just making, I want to say probably about 2 years ago, the first year I was creating merch by Amazon content and not content, but you get content. I guess I was creating designs and stuff like that, and being kind of doing really well over there. And I was just doing research because I enjoy doing research, and this is literally how you find new ideas and new opportunities. And then I just stumbled across a few log books and then line journals and stuff like that. I was like, dude, this is pretty easy. Then I seen a few coloring books. I was like, dude, this is really easy because I'm having custom illustrations made for t-shirt designs, right? I was like, literally I can take the color out of these illustrations and then put them into a coloring book. So the first one of the first books that I've created were coloring books, line notebooks and stuff like that. But I created a coloring book and then I put it up and it sold. I was like, whoa, just made one book. What the heck?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, and then I was putting my t-shirt designs on the covers and then uploading them with the line. And then by all means, guys, if you guys are watching this, at the beginning when you're testing and stuff like that, it's always good to see if it works and stuff like that. But as you start to evolve and start to learn about the business, that some of your t-shirt designs don't work on covers, right? Some of your I like to say your crappy t-shirt designs don't work on covers. And literally that's what it is, right? And it's all about trial and error. And I believe that if you're testing something to see if it works and if it sells, right? Cool. There's a demand for it, right? So now what can you do to take it to that next level? And this is why I jumped straight into coloring books, right? And then start messing around with log books, and then just trying to focus more on a coloring book than anything, because I've seen that after I had 4 or 5 or 6 up, I was like, dude, now I'm making 5-6 sales a day and only have 5 or 6 books up. This is crazy.
That is crazy.
And I was like, all right, let me just grow this out and see what happens. And then next thing you know it, I'm over here, creating actual coloring books, themed coloring books, actually taking my time on the cover and not putting my t-shirt design on. I'm not saying that's a bad thing neither, because I believe that some people are like, oh, that's a horrible thing, you shouldn't be doing that. You know what you should be doing? You should mind your damn business and let them see what if it works for them. If it's working for them, then do it, right? And so I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I believe that we should all test and see what works for us. But as you start to evolve and start to grow, you're going to see that a book in that niche, you're going to see the audience. As you start to do the research, you're going to see who wants to buy this book. Are you going to make a red cover book for a woman that wants a purple book? You know what I mean? You're going to see that the Amazon's going to tell you a story. It's going to show you the covers that are selling really well. Some of the covers I see on Amazon, they're just flowers on the book, right? And a basic badge on it, and it's selling over and over and over, and it's at 3K BSR, 5K BSR. And then there's coloring books, right, that actually kind of tell the story on the cover, and people, you gotta take your time with the cover to make it pop and make that person want to click on the cover, click on that book and purchase it, right? So that's how I found out. I was just messing around, man, just messing around, and I had the asset, right? I have the illustration. I just needed to take the color, right? And
you already got half the business model down almost with print on demand.
Yeah. And also it was very frustrating at first too, because I would upload a book and it will get rejected, and I was like, dude,
it takes a while.
Horrible. This is horrible. I was like, dude, all right, I'll be back to this next week. I have a lot of stuff going on over here already. And then I was like, I stayed up late and I was like, dude, I'm going to figure this out. And then after 5, 10, 20 different rejections, I was like, all right, there's something wrong. And then I had to research this, and then I realized each interior is if you have 120 pages, you have to make sure you create that cover for 120 pages.
Yeah.
Right. If you have 300 pages, you have to make sure you create the cover the right dimension for the interior, or the print will come off wrong, or they'll reject your book. And I'm just like, dude, this is crazy. So literally it took a little bit of time, but after everything, and it takes more work, of course, creating coloring books and creating these type of books. But over time, when you start to get used to the workflow and understand the process behind it, it can change. And this is the cool thing about it. Okay, this is a digital product, right? You're not holding no inventory. You're not doing there's no inventory, right? Does that make sense? You know what I mean? You're just up there. You're putting it up there. You're creating an author brand page, and literally just build out that niche. And you're gonna see, like, once you start putting up books, and you, Jack, obviously you kind of been testing this too as well. Yeah. And you tell me like what you did and stuff like that, and I was just like, dude, it's part of the process of learning. Yeah. And once you get that down, it's literally put 2 and 2 together and just get to work.
Keep moving forwards. Keep getting a little bit better. Yeah. Make better books, and then hopefully we'll see. How long it takes me to make my first like $100 and all that. Cause I'm kind of interested. Like, how long did it take you to make your first $100 on Amazon KDP? Like, how many books were you at roughly? You think?
Oh man, because I was like, I remember at first I told you like doing the log books, and then I started uploading like line notebooks. Probably put it up like, I want to say 1,000 of them, right? And I tested my t-shirt designs up there. And but the thing is, I seen like the point was I was like, okay, 1,000 books, and I'm only make like, I'd say like 3 sales.
Yeah.
All right. So you're way ahead of me already. And I was like, dude, this is horrible. It's like there's something wrong that I'm not doing right. Right. This is a horrible conversion rate, and I feel like I'm spamming the platform, right? And that's not, honestly, that's what I felt like. And I was like, you know what? I gotta approach this a different way. All right, I have all these illustrations, right? And having some really awesome illustrations. I was like, let's take out the line drawings. Let's take my time with one book, and let's see what happens. Yeah. And boom, sold. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then it's like, it's a consistent seller to this day, right? Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Let me create another one. And then like after like the 5th or 7th book, I created it. It was that one was like, boom, okay, now the reviews are coming in, and then it's driving traffic to the rest of my brand page. Then you know what I mean. So like within like the first, like, I want to say like 6 months, when I started kind of like, instead of went from like the line journals straight over to coloring books, like when I was being consistent, I started creating like the books that I really wanted. Then it started going, 100, 200, 300, 400, and then so on and so forth. And then like, for example, for December, like everything's doubled, and it's just looking really good. So literally it's another stream of income that's been created, but it's a different approach compared to just because I considered it print on demand too, because you're not holding no inventory, not taking care of no customer service. So I would literally, it's a whole different ball game though, because you're creating a book, and it takes a little bit more creativity behind it. And some of the things that I want to do is double down in the niche. I will be doubling down in some of the niches that are very successful for me. And I already, not trying to like toot my horn or nothing, but I already know that I don't have no competition when it comes to like the creativity and like the artist aspect of it. Just what it is, and it's the best book in that niche, and no one can compete with it. So that's literally, So I want to say 3 to 6 months. So that's when it started. But the thing is, I was focusing on my Merch by Amazon business more, because this was more like a side. If I literally took what I did over there and doubled down over here and pushed it more and more and more, it would have been faster.
Yeah.
But I was creating content at the same time and growing, and I was, everything all at once. And I'm just like, dude, this is like very consistent over here. And then when everything happened in March 2020, because I was paying attention to everything with the COVID, right, and all that stuff, the pandemic. The pandemic. The BSR dropped on a lot of my books straight down. Some of them were doing like 10,000, 15,000 BSR, and there were like 6 or 7 of them doing that consistently through the 3 months, and then we went straight into Q4, and I was like, ooh, okay. Now here we go. Then I'm doing like anywhere between 70 to 100 books a day. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, cool. It's really awesome that like this right here is just another opportunity that was created off of another opportunity. I mean, like, with Merch by Amazon. So I literally went down that path, and I was like, okay, cool. But like, in order for you to create like a really like a good coloring book, you can't produce them like unless you have like 3 or 4 people working with you, because I'm a big kind of outsourcing, right? And it's kind of I suck at drawing, I suck at designing, I can barely write my name, but I can write my name, but it's you know what I mean? It's a good quality book. It can take like 3 to 7 days. You know what I mean? And
it's a lot different than print on demand for sure.
It can take, and then as far as like the interiors and stuff like that, it's like I like to create like 40-page books. So it's like basically like it can be 18 to 20 illustrations per book, right? And then they're themed. Each page is themed. And one can be in like, you know what I mean? It can be, I don't know, it can be like in a jungle. It can be, you know what I mean? It could be whatever the theme is. Like so Valentine's Day, it can be hearts with a Cupid in the back. You know what I mean? Shooting an arrow, hitting a heart. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's literally that. And I show some of my buddies. I'm just like, dude, look, check this book out. I created it. And he's like, you didn't do this. I was like, yes, I did. Like, you doubting me? You know what I mean? Don't be doubting me.
A good looking book.
Yeah, because he did. I was like, oh, serious. He's like, this is really good. So,
and he went and bought it.
So yeah, man, I think as you start growing and stuff like that, you have a ton, like sometimes we overthink little things, right? And we literally have another business idea right in front of us when we just don't even know it until you test it. And then you test it and it starts working. You're like, what? But then you have all this stuff going on over here, and then you have all this other stuff going on over here. So it has to make sense for you. So this year I decided it's just going to be merch by Amazon. And then of course, there's going to be like, I want to upload to the other print on demand platforms too, where my designs make sense on. Of course, they all pretty much all make sense to upload all my designs over there. And then KDP and YouTube. So KDP is a big thing because I'm just seeing the consistency over there. That's what I want to see. And then YouTube, just creating content to help other people out along the way as I'm doing all this. So it's it kind of holds you accountable as you're creating the content and helping people out.
For sure. So between Amazon KDP and print on demand, if you had to pick like one or the other, which one do you think you'd like go full force into? Like if you had no choice, which one would you say you would go for?
By looking at the data and everything and all that stuff, merch by Amazon, it makes sense, right? Because it made, so print on demand just in general, print on demand makes more over there with merch by Amazon just in general. That right there has created a good stream of income, and by that, it's the data, right? It's making the most money. So where would you focus most of your time at? And then these other ones are just more of like I'm in the process of growing them, and definitely I'm more of a put a team in place workflow type of guy. But I already have that in place over there. So as I'm growing that out, and it's growing, right, and has doubled since last year. So obviously, like, okay, putting more effort into it and understanding the niches better, understanding the target audience, and understand the design, the whole concept of it. It's the sales are increasing over there because of that. So now if I just replicate that and make sure I have that all in place and replicate that for KDP and then YouTube, right? This is so definitely with that, answering that question would be merch by Amazon, print on demand, just in general with the t-shirt designs and stuff like that. I would focus more of my time over there. But also too, when a conversation comes up to people, they're like, so what do you do for a living? It's like, I design t-shirts. Like, and I said this a lot. So, and then you tell them, well, I'm a published author on Amazon. Like, oh, you really are? Like, well, what about my t-shirt business? That makes more money. You know what I mean? So they don't really care about that. But if you say it that way, like published author, right? It's like, it's a little bit different.
So what do you enjoy merch by Amazon more, you think? In the like, if you had to pick one just for like the point of like which one you like more to do, which one would you choose out of the two? So so my fun thing to do with any business is the research. I enjoy researching and learning new things. That's my passion. So like when you put it into merch by Amazon, like that's what I do is I do the research. So I enjoy, if that makes sense, like I enjoy doing the research when it comes to merch by Amazon. Now with KDP, I will enjoy doing the research
So that's why I outsource a lot of things, because I definitely can't draw. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be drawing stick. There you go. I could make a stick figure coloring book, right? It would probably sell like crazy, right? Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. It'd probably sell like crazy. I'm not sure what they're gonna color. Maybe just the heads. But literally though, so that's what it would be. And I think that I'm a person that would love. I focus more on what I like to do and try to put someone in place to do that part where I suck at or I'm not good at, right? And there has to deal with self-awareness, right? If I suck at something, outsource it. But then sometimes it's like you can't do that right away, because you have to make sure it works. And it's obviously like the sales and the consistent sales from KDP is obviously it's working. So that's telling me right there, okay, you need more of these books up. The quality, right? You need the quality books up that are, you know what I mean, that are targeted and understood, because they're keyword research and targeting, who's going to buy the book and stuff like that. That all plays a big role into that. But it just, I'm the research guy. I enjoy doing research. I researching content. I enjoy researching content. I enjoy researching different niches and figuring out new stuff. I get excited over that type of stuff. So if I find a new niche, I'm like, these damn weird people, because there's some weird niches out there, right?
Yeah, there is.
Like, damn weirdos, what are they doing? But it's cool because I love that, because I'm just like, dude, someone's actually really doing this right now. And then you start to search it and you can find videos on YouTube and you're like, dude, what the heck?
Yeah. All right, so I know you're like really research heavy, but in terms of like uploading to platforms other than KDP, do you put like your coloring books or any of your books on like other platforms that aren't KDP, like other publishing platforms?
No, I don't do that at all.
No?
But that's actually like, it's not a bad idea, because I've been seeing this and I'm seeing people getting results with like starting a Shopify store. So I do have the website, the domain names already.
Yeah.
But I haven't put nothing in place. But it's just always a good idea just to have the domain names in place. But it's already created and the whole process behind it is there. The whole idea is there. So it just literally, I need to get to work on it and create more books per month, because right now, like, I probably average like 3 to 4 books a month, 2 to 4 books a month, but they're good quality books. But I need to literally double down where it's a consistent, like probably 8 to 10 or 15 to 20 or whatever it is, right? So if you do 2 books a month, 2 books a week, right? So we're doing that to be 8 books, right? But then that's just, it went from, but then that takes away from my other businesses. So
for sure.
I have to make sure I don't do that, because then that will create like I'm putting a little effort over here when I can be maximizing the effort that I want in one business to grow, which has grown because I've done that. But then at the same time, here's another opportunity over here. What do I do? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do I take away from my businesses that's bringing in all the money and put a little bit over here and with my team? Well, I'm talking about more with my team, right? And I don't want to really do that. But if the opportunity is like, if I have the illustrations and stuff like that, do it. Yes. Okay. So when we get done with one niche, I'll take all the illustrations from that niche and then we'll create a coloring book. But it just, I don't want to take away from that, because this year I've seen that if I don't do that, my sales and then the profits will increase over there.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing is, I need to get someone over here. I had somebody, but then trialing, like, they weren't that good, and then I just like, all right, it's like too much work for them. Yeah. So it's like I have to literally go on to the next person, and the next person, and then you just have to go on the hunt to find someone online that can. Do this. So I outsource from overseas, right? Kind of talking about that. I outsource from overseas, and one of my employees I've been working with,
different time zones too, like.
Yeah, different time zones. So I wake up in the morning. And like a lot of stuff's done. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. And when it comes to that, it's just about like getting people like how we're talking right now. Like I'll get someone on a video call and talk to them, right? And we'll literally like go back and forth and seeing if we can figure something out. And that's what I like to do. And you meet some people from the outsource from the Philippines. You'll meet some really cool people that are really like passionate about what you're doing and stuff, and they look up to you and stuff like that. So that's awesome. Really cool. And man, it's communication's key.
And you do do you have a team for? I know you have a team for creating like Amazon KDP stuff, but you also have a team or a separate business where you have your own interiors tool. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
Pixelpod Studios, right?
Yeah. So Pixelpod Studio. So that's with the that's KDP, right? Create like more of like log interiors, stuff like that, like new niches and stuff. And we're kind of going back and forth. We got a new idea for an interior. When it comes to the research, I like to research for those interiors. So Pixelpod Studio is logbooks, like low content interiors. And the idea behind that is to help someone start their business with KDP and understand like the process behind it. And we do create content around that and show people like how to, make the listing, how to make the interior, like make it your own, right? Because a lot of people, like when it comes to KDP, think that they just, like throw their design on a cover and they'll put like a line, like 9-line notebook. I'm not saying that doesn't work. It does work. But then there's a lot of competition with that, right? So you have to do a lot of research and stuff. So now I do the research over there and kind of give you guys the ideas in Pixelpod Studio, and then you just of course create your cover and stuff like that. And we made a ton of videos on doing research for covers and keywords. Then there's custom line drawings, and then over there we have over 100. We're about to hit 140 unique interiors. So they're different. They're research interiors. They're different niches, and it's pretty awesome.
And you guys add interiors pretty frequently, right? Like every month, I believe.
Yeah, we add about 10 interiors a month, and it's really cool because the research and stuff like that. Like I said, we create custom line drawings for those interiors, so like kind of you can mess with the drawings and kind of move them how you want them inside the interiors, or you can place them on your covers, or however the heck you want to do it. You can put color inside the line drawings and put them on your covers, stuff like that. There's a lot of opportunity because these are unique interiors, and it's easy for you to make them your own because they're available. So the formats is InDesign, right? You can open them up in InDesign, PowerPoint, and the PDF files like ready to upload is there. Affinity Publisher now, so we added that format too as well, so you can actually open that in the Affinity Publisher. A few people were asking for that, so it's pretty cool because there's different formats you can open them in, not just one way you can open them up in. So
I think it's a good tool. I like how you guys actually update it, and you also have research behind the interiors. They're not just generic interiors. They're pretty specific. So like if someone's new to KDP and they go look at those interiors, they can get a good idea just of like ideas. Like that would almost like generate more ideas into their head than like just looking at like journals pages or sketchbook pages. So I think that's really good as a tool for interiors. But on that note, I was wondering, what kind of tools do you use to research for Amazon KDP? Like what kind of, I know you probably use like Chrome extensions and things. Selling.
There's like for us, for like looking at like different like BSRs, there's the DS Quick View, and then I use the AMZ Suggestion Expander. Okay, these are all free tools, by the way. And then there's the Helium 10 for like kind of see if there's a consistent, like if the BSR is consistent when it's selling consistently, and that's a big thing that I look at too as well when I'm doing my research and coming up with new ideas. And then like as far as everything else, there's Bookbolt, right? And then there's Helium 10. I like to use a mixture of both. Helium 10 is really good for keyword research. Like I think it's like the best tool when it comes for keyword research. And then Bookbolt is cool because it kind of filters out a lot of the stuff that the ideas and stuff, and so I kind of like use both of them. I have both of them open, and I bounce back and forth between them, and it's just cool because it kind of just like you're creating a workflow to help with your ideas, and you're not kind of getting distracted. You don't want to see no like weird product that has nothing to do with what you're looking for, and it's like, what the heck is this? It's popping up, and then you end up doing something else and you get distracted. So research is a big, like I said, research is a big thing for me. So those are my tools that I enjoy using when it comes to like doing the research and all that stuff. You can create the covers too within Bookbolt, right? That's, and then of course Pixelpod Studio, you can use the interiors, and you can open them up in pretty much any software, interior designing software. And I think that's really cool too. But yeah, those are my go-to tools. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything else, but
I'll link them all down in the description if people want to check them out. There's quite a few of them just for KDP in general.
Yeah, I actually have a tool to hide some of my Chrome extensions, because when I'm working on one thing, I don't want another Chrome extension to pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, man. Those are important too. A lot of people are like try to compare tools to each other. Yeah, and I think that's they all work different in their own way. It all depends on the human being. It all depends on you, like how you want to do things. And if it works for you, like you can like literally go use a tool and see how you like it. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, so be it. There's like really no comparison when it comes to different
depends
tools.
On your process, especially with like there's so many good tools out there too. Like there's a lot of great tools that you can use, but you don't have to buy like every one. I don't think.
Because I think that some people, when they see it, they see one person using it, like it's going to give them more sales. It like the most important part is like when it comes to KDP is just like the interior and the cover, and then of course the keywords and stuff like that. These tools help you understand that, right? And that's your main focus right there. Okay, covers, interior, and keywords, and then these tools are there just to help you with that. Okay, and I think most people like kind of get the shiny object syndrome. They think that this is going to help them with this. It will. It's a tool. Like if it helps you with something, it's supposed to be there to do that for you. But your main focus is that right there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that as long as you have need the tools that work for you, and once you find what tools work for you, you can just stick to those and kind of like, again, like you said, you see what's working, and then you just stick to that or you double down with it, right?
Yep. And it's easy, man. We just gotta, we can't like overthink things. I think that's a lot of things. We talked about this too, right? As you create like TikTok content and stuff like that. I want to get off topic, but man, it's so much easier when you think about it. A 10-minute YouTube video to a 1-minute TikTok video. Oh my god! For sure. But I can create like 10 of these videos. Man.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, that's kind of all the KDP questions I have for you. I have one more question before we go, and I guess that would be, if someone was just starting KDP, so complete beginner, or like maybe they aren't even in print on demand, like what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone just getting into it?
It's all about testing, right? And I'm a big fan of testing. So you can literally, the most time consuming part when I was doing all this was the uploading process. So you want to figure out the uploading process. So the dimensions to your interior are very important, and then the dimensions of the interior are very important too when you're uploading, because those right there are kind of like people do that and they get rejected because they don't have the correct dimensions for the interior or the correct dimensions for the cover, and then they just give up. Don't do that. You got to figure that stuff out first, and then understand what you're designing for, understand what the niche wants, and then give the niche what it wants. Right, your audience, give the audience what it wants, and niche audience, same thing. Give them what they want, and then that's literally how you'll make a sell. Right, if you understand all that stuff. Keyword research is important too, just as important as the cover, as the interior. All three of those right there, they're the most important things. Don't overlook any of those, because literally you can create the best book, right? And then if you don't have the keyword research down, you're not going to get no traffic to your listing. Then you suck. You're gonna make no sales. That's it. So those right there are just the most important things, and you don't need to really. There's a lot of free resources out there that you can use to even create these type of interiors. I might even give Jackie. We have a free some free interiors for PixelPod Studio that you can put down below the description for them to download. We have about 4 or 5 of them, and you can see how detailed these are. And then of course the most important thing here is to make it your own, because if you make it your own, you're creating less competition for yourself, and in return you can create more opportunity for you to make your first sale. I think that's great advice, especially for someone starting out, just to get into it, just to make your first book and post your first listing. Like, you're gonna figure stuff out along the way, and like you said, testing, right? I think that's really important. Yeah, man. Just testing. Do your own testing. See if it works for you. Don't let someone else say, no, it doesn't work. Do it yourself. See if it works for you. And then try to figure out how to be the best. And it's like a challenge with yourself and competing with yourself, and then literally outdoing yourself. Because next thing you know, you'll have a top seller in one niche. And then you're like, all right, now how do I get that next book, right? Maybe you can create a series, right? Sure. Just like how when we're creating content, we're making series. You can make a series of books on KDP. And then next thing you know, that person's buying the first one, second one, third one, fourth one. You see where I'm going? And then start building that, like, kind of like the book funnel of buying the next book, the next book, the next book, the next book. That's it. Great.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on, RJ. I think it's really cool to talk about KDP. Usually we're talking about print on demand, but KDP is a pretty awesome opportunity. And is there anything you want to say before I let you go?
Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. All right, make sure you guys check out RJ's channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace out.